Welcome to the trial show. The autumn is in full swing. Group 1 racing is back with the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes taking place at Flemington this weekend. There's something for everyone on the trial show this week. As always, there's Glenn Ingram. That's a highlight. But Glenn, we've got some 2-year-olds that have shown some upside and some proven stars to showcase this week.
Yeah, we've got a couple of really nice, well-bred 2-year-olds out at Cranbourne. Looking forward to showing them. And looking forward to the Black Caviar Lightning on Saturday, especially looking forward to seeing Giga Kick.
Yep, he's been a star of the turf for quite a while. We've seen a few of the Lightning horses at the trials and jump outs recently. We've got some horses we want to have a look at, though, from Cranbourne that'll be targeting some key autumn races, like the Oakley Plate, for instance, Glenn.
Yeah, it's coming up shortly, 2 weeks' time. We've got a former Tassie mare who looks in great form for that feature target. We've got a Magic Millions winner who was just given a really quiet time around the circle there at Cranbourne, and a Freedman 2-year-old who looks to have improved into her second preparation. This
first heat was a really strong heat, as the graphics show you there. Gigi's Miss Truth comes from well back to win it, but Spywire, Rosberg, Pride of Jenny all feature in it.
Yeah, really good heat, a lot of quality. Gigi's Miss Truth was fantastic last start, didn't get a lot of luck. It's fair to say it was luckless. Wasn't able to get the gap there behind Oak Hill and the winner, and Oak Hill's come out and won a race since. So Gigi's Miss Truth really hit the line nicely. This is what she does. The Oakley Plate's going to be a terrific race for her because of her racing pattern. Similar to the favourite, or we presume the favourite, Point Barrow, will be able to get back and run on because pretty much guaranteed a fast speed. So she's in good order, heading towards that feature race.
And she has firmed in the market as well for the Oakley Plate, so there's a bit of support behind her from a monetary point of view. We've got a couple of horses we want to take a check on with their connections following that jump out. Let's start off with Clinton McDonald and Rosberg.
He tried really nice. Obviously, it was a strong heat, and he showed good speed early, and we just let him cruise the line. Ben was very happy with the way the horse trialled, and he had a good little blow. We just scoped him then, and he just had a little bit of mucus, but we'll be able to tidy that up, and he should be right to go to the Zetative Stakes in the 21st of Feb.
Okay, do you have to do much with him work-wise between now and the 21st?
No, he'll have a nice gallop next week, and they'll just tighten him up for that run. And then after there, we're sort of a little bit open booked which way we go. There's a couple of options, whether he went to William Reid, but probably not ready mentally to do that. And there's the 1100 down the straight, that $500,000 race for 3-year-olds. So that might be his next target.
Okay, so not quite ready mentally. Ability-wise, has he got Group 1 quality?
100% he has. He does things here that we've always said he's a good horse, and I feel he's a Group 1 horse, and Ben Mallon feels he's a Group 1 horse. So it's just a matter of getting him mentally right and educating him and teaching him how to race truly. He just needs to get into the trenches and get a bit of sort of dirt under his hands to learn how to race and learn to absorb the pressure. So I think we just go easy with him and go step by step and just take him the right way and progress him through.
He's a very talented horse, that's for sure. Rosberg, he was super impressive on debut and then had issues the last time that he went to the races. The other horse, we know how good she is. She's been consistently good for such a long time. Her name is Pride of Jenny.
Really good. She just gets better with age. She was in a trial that was very speedy and sharp. I think 3 Oakley Plate horses were in that and will go to the sprint race. So for a half-mile performance, she did all that she could. Obviously they were going to be quicker than her, but we just instructed Tom to lean against her and just bridle up everywhere. So she will have a second one over 1200 and then be first up in the All-Star Mile in a couple of weeks.
Nice opportunity for Tom to get a feel for her.
Yeah, for sure. He's a talented rider, and with deck off with his hip, I believe he's back prior to her first up run. So if he did incur a hiccup, Tom does know her well and could possibly trial her again. So we'll leave that up to Tony, and hopefully Deck is back for the All-Star Mile.
She might be a double mentioner on the trial show then, Pride of Jenny, given that she's going to have that 1200 metre hit out before she goes to the races for the All-Star Mile first up. We've got a press on. We are going to be hearing again from Jack Turnbull, but before we get to Jack, we want to get your thoughts on Unit 5, who's heading towards the Diamond after winning the Magic Millions 2-year-old classic on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, interesting. Just out to bowl along, Ed. Look, I probably wanted to see a little bit more, but you can understand why they haven't done a lot with the horse coming back from Queensland. We know Ali Baba's in the same position. That horse was up in Sydney. They've given him a bit of a rest at home before they announce that they're going to accept with Ali Baba. Unit 5 just bowled along there in the light blue colours and black armbands. Just a quiet jump out. Milson's Point was given a little bit of a rev up here in the Godolphin colours. Got to the outside and ran through the line, and he was pretty good last start as well. But Unit 5, impressive winner of the Magic Millions. Hopefully can go on with it.
Milson's Point finished second in the Blue Diamond preview to Ali Baba. We've seen that form franked in Sydney. Let's get the latest on both horses with Jack Turnbull.
He's fitting well, been easy on him since he come back down, and this morning was more a gallop and more to get back on that left lead. As you would have seen, he didn't get asked to quicken or extend late. It was more just to clear his wind. Milson's Point went good in that. He needed a bit more work, but for what we were looking at for Unit 5, we were really pleased.
So with Unit 5, is the Diamond the goal next?
For sure. Yeah, that's another one of Tom Stockdale's mounts. So he'll have a light week, and beach tomorrow. He'll gallop Monday next week and be hopefully in as good a form as he was today for the big one.
So that is Unit 5 there with Jack Turnbull. He also spoke about Milson's Point and was really happy with the way he jumped out. There is 50 to 1 on offer about Milson's Point as far as the Blue Diamond is concerned. Let's stick then with the Godolphin theme and let's go to Ladar. This is a horse that you were quite taken with, Glenn.
Very taken with, yeah. I think in the immediate term anyway, this is a horse that we could probably get an earn out of, Ed. You can see it's wide out on the course there and had to be restrained to sort of drag the horse back midfield, but gee, once they let it go in the straight, she really hit the line nicely. She was able to go forward in a Balnarring jump out recently and look good there, albeit against sort of moderate opposition. But got to the outside here at Cranbourne where the jump outs are much stronger than what you would get down at Balnarring, and I thought this horse flew through the line. So she holds a nomination for the Golden Slipper, and they would be looking to get a win and get some prize money up before they get up there.
Really well bred too by Exceed and Excel from the mare Lie, who won the 2019 Blue Diamond. So he's bred to be a good 2-year-old.
Bred to be a good. Lie was on one of the first horses on the trial show from memory. Terrific horse with a Godolphin, really good sprinter.
Let's go to King's Address, another 2-year-old that you like. What did you like from this jump out?
Well, he's a beautiful mover. I mean, let's keep this in context. This is a 650-metre jump out, so we're not getting carried away. But, sometimes when you're watching the jump outs in the trials, you'll just see a horse that just catches your eye straight away, and this is one of them. It's a beautifully bred horse by Tornado out of Commanding Jewel.
Who won 1,000 guineas.
And she was a terrific mare, and the Corstons had her, and she's thrown a little bit into this horse. He's the widest runner in the Yulon colours. He's got a beautiful action here. He's a lovely horse. They paid a bit for him. I think he was up around $500,000, but wasn't asked to do a whole lot. But just keep an eye on him. I think he's a really nice type for the future.
He cruised the line really nicely there. He had a jump out and trial back in October, so didn't quite come up for those early 2-year-old races in the spring. They've given him more time, and he's performed like that at his first jump out this time around. Seed Capital, another one that you like from the Anthony and Sam Friedman stable, went through the sales ring for $700,000 last year.
Yeah, he was asked to do a little bit more. He's obviously with the Friedman camp in Pinecliff colours there, the red and the white, and just a beautiful, typical sort of jump and run 2-year-old by Written Tycoon. I think they paid $900,000 for this horse out of a good mare called Another Dollar, and looked really professional, very precocious, up on speed, had his ears pricked. He did it all very easy. You're going to learn more about him in his second jump out because he hasn't learnt a lot there, going to the front and finishing off well. But he's a beautiful mover. Looking forward to seeing him. So there's 2 nice 2-year-olds to follow in the coming weeks.
Now we're going to leave Cranbourne there and head to Colac next of all. A couple that you wanted to flag up for us here, Glenn.
Yeah, Simon Wild Galloper looks to be holding his good form. He's coming off a career best preparation this time in, and a progressive 4-year-old was given a pretty solid hit out.
Who's this first horse from the Simon Wild stable? It's not Persian Spirit. You don't have shares in this horse, do you, Glenn? He seems to be on the trial show almost as much as you are.
Yeah, I might have a ghost share in it, the Persian. But career best preparation, Ed, a little bit flat. Probably had the race shape against, I thought, last start. I was keen to take him on there at Flemington, and I think he ran on well enough into third. He's been given a break, and he's come back and he really hit the line. These horses up front were going at a good clip, so he's had a nice little hit out. He's in the black and white Grand Syndicate colours, obviously. Second last there, gets to the outside, really charges at the line. I think he's going well. Looks to be holding his form at least, Ed, so I wouldn't be worried too much about his last start effort, and we can stick with him.
And you feel that if he was perhaps a little bit flat last time out, that freshen up just might have done him the world of good?
Yeah, and the boys down at the beach there at Warrnambool, they got access to the beach. I'm sure it's been doing a lot of sand work and kept in work, and looking forward to seeing him again.
They're always hard to beat, those trainers from Warrnambool. Arkandam is the next one we wanted to have a look at here. A horse that has shown a bit of upside. Won his last two. He's had a bit of a freshen up after he was last at the races in December. That's him in the white cap running second.
Yeah, Dan Bowman's got this guy, and he doesn't have a lot of horses in work at the moment, or not that I've seen anyway, and this guy's coming off a break, so he's won his last two. He looks quite progressive to my eye. He was given a really solid test. He's in the red and white colours. He was pushed out, and you know, if he can find another a track where they can sort of race on speed out there in the Western District, I think the horse can go through the grades further, and yeah, they might even try and get him to Warrnambool.
Won by 9 lengths here, Glenn, so big margin. He's destroyed his rivals. He was niggled at, but wasn't put under too much pressure. But Arkandam looking to go make it 3 in a row when he next heads to the races. So that's Cranbourne, that's Colac. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're heading to Werribee. We had a strong set of jump outs that took place last week at Werribee. What were the highlights, Glenn?
Yeah, there's a good set out at Werribee. Always a good place to watch jump outs and trials. Lindsay Park, I think they've got a couple of horses that look ready to go from the jump outs. An unraced 2-year-old who's showing a bit of promise. Looking forward to seeing that horse's debut this weekend.
So essentially these were the VRC, the Flemington jump outs taking place at Werribee, which can often be the case. Good heat here. Devil Knight hasn't won since the Blue Diamond of last year, didn't really perform during the spring. Evaporate has been such a consistent horse for so long, and get a good feeling, of course, beaten favourite in the Oaks, but showed a fair bit of ability during the spring and won the Wakeful.
Yeah, no, keep an eye and get a good feeling. Does its best work late. I reckon this horse will go well first up for the Danny O'Brien stables in the Pine Cliff red and white. Evaporate, let's touch on that horse. It's in the white jacket, black cap, gets to the outside. I've backed this horse a few times and watched my money evaporate. I haven't been able to catch him.
You haven't gone the each way because he often runs on the top few.
He's always there. He looked forward to my eye. That's my first thought. And we were just talking off air. You think it could be a horse that goes to the Futurity?
Yeah, I think that would, for mine, not that I'd ever tell the Hayes boys what to do, but if they asked, I'd say the Futurity first up. I reckon he'd be a nice Doncaster horse. He was just beaten a Toorak. I reckon he'd get in with 53, 54 kilos. That'd be where I'd be going if I had Evaporate.
Yeah, I'm not sure about him at the mile. I think he's better suited at 1400. He's got short turn of foot, but yeah, we'll see where he goes.
All right. You don't strike me as an each-way punter, Regan.
No, I'm not actually.
So my suspicions have proven correct. Hard Kick. This horse has featured on the trial show before. He's won all 3 jump outs. He's accepted for the Talindit coming up this Saturday at Flemington. Damien Lane rides on Saturday. He's ridden him in his past 2 jump outs, including this one.
Yeah, we've been singing his praises on the trial show. He's a ready to run by, and he was obviously very forward for the sale, and he's kicked off and gone on. A lot of those ready to run horses tend to end up in a paddock because they've sort of been revved up and need a bit of unwinding, but not this guy. Have a look at him chase the line. He's in the white jacket. I thought the second horse went well here too, Dirty Harry, who's unexposed really through the trials and jump outs. He was a lovely jump out, but Hard Kick, we're going to see him this weekend. He was accepted at Ballarat and also at Flemington. Hopefully goes to Flemington.
Yep, he was given a decent hit out late there, so making sure that he's got his racecraft intact, so to speak. He knows what's required of him when he does come under severe pressure. Regal Ambition, so I wonder with this horse if they're trying to keep Hard Kick and Regal Ambition separate from the point of view that Hard Kick is accepted for the Talinda. He's also with the nominations for Ballarat. Regal Ambition not nominated, not accepted for Flemington.
Yep.
He's in the noms for Ballarat, though. Maybe they try to keep them separated like the Offspring did.
I think you're right. I reckon they will be trying to keep these two horses apart because they both look ready to win. Hard Kick was very impressive. This horse they brought along a little bit quieter, Regal Ambition. It's in the red jacket, orange cap, gets to the outside. Lovely finish to its jump out. It's by Palace Pier. Now, they took it up the Flemington straight and gave it a very quiet time. So you didn't get a great guide, but here the horse was able to change legs really and charge through the line. So it was a lovely jump out and looking forward to seeing it. I reckon if they go to Ballarat, they should have a fair bit of confidence.
She's nominated for the Golden Slipper as well too, so that gives you some sort of an indication as to what the stable thinks of her. That's Werribee done. Let's go to Mornington next of all. Tell us what we're looking out for here, Glenn.
Yeah, we've got a filly with Amy and Ashiagi. I think it's going really well. It's set for a good campaign. A Freeburn filly had a little mid-prep jump out. No nominations, but we'll keep her aside for another day. And a former Hong Kong galloper with Clayton Douglas looks set for a big local debut.
Petite Artiste, she's been a pretty honest horse throughout her career. She's a stakes-winning 2-year-old. Seeples is one to look out for too. I think he's got a big autumn ahead of him. But Petite Artiste, this is her second jump out this preparation. Look for her late here.
Yeah, so it's a good heat, and a couple of horses here weren't asked to do a whole lot. Seeples obviously was the big one. He was right out the back there. Horse up the front went real quick, leading, and I think it was winning the heat. The Miss Tarzi won the heat. It's in second. It comes past it late. Autumn Mystery, very good horse. We've seen. Not sure how that Derby form's going to line up, but we'll keep an eye on him. He's looks to be going okay. And Petite Artiste come from the back, showed a nice turn of foot. Pretty nice filly, this. Was able to win a stakes race over in Adelaide early career, and I think that's probably harmed her rating. But if they can get into a benchmark race first up, should be really competitive.
Seeples finishing out the back, but Cliff Brown generally doesn't give his horses too hard a time of the jump out. So I wouldn't read too much into that leading into when he goes to the races first up.
Yeah, agree. He's very easy on him at the jump out, so it'll go well first up.
In Karuna's a nice horse, Eagle, a dual Group 3 winner. How's he returned?
Good, yeah, really good. Is it filly or gelding?
I thought gelding.
I think, okay.
But I'll go with you here.
All right, I'm going to go filly. I think it was in a fillies race.
We've got a studio audience who might be able to look that up for us too,
yes.
Eagle.
Oh, if they're going to help us out, throw us a bone. Back down on the inside.
I'm told.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right, as usual.
Under a nice hold. It's back down towards the fence there. I think that looks like Craig Williams to my eye. Black cap. Don't see Craig down at Mornington.
Yep, no, you're spot on.
Given a really nice, quiet time in behind. Travelled beautifully. Soft Love runs into second. It was a lovely jump out. Matt Laurie horse didn't get a lot of luck at Flemington last campaign. I'm sure it can pick up a win too.
All right, no surprises where this horse comes from, as you alluded to before. His name is Super Luck Dragon. He started off with Clayton Douglas. He then went to Hong Kong and joined Jamie Richards' stable there and didn't figure in 3 starts there. So he's back here. He's back with Clayton Douglas. And for a horse who's by El Manzor, I thought looked fairly sharp here.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Look, he does a little bit wrong. He's a bit of a rascal, carries his head high. He's in the yellow jacket, white halves, and was able to punch through and lead. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do because we know that sometimes these horses go up to Hong Kong with big reputations and they just maybe don't settle in or don't acclimatise. Leaving their original trainer. So back with Clayton, that's exciting for Clayton. Hopefully he can find another good sprinter.
Yep, he's quite a big-looking individual. He's got a fair bit of scope about him, has Super Luck Dragon. Time for a break, more on the trial show when we return. Almost time to wrap things up on the trial show. Before we leave you, though, we've got to head to Pakenham here, Eagle. It's a nice stay you wanted to showcase for us.
Yeah, a new addition to the Phillip Stokes stable. We'll have a look at Mark Twain. We've got a Moody and Coleman filly who's unraced, showing a bit of promise, and a Group 3 winner with Moody and Coleman looks ready to go first up.
So Mark Twain, we were chatting about this off-air before. He hasn't won since the Roy Higgins from 2024, so it's been a couple of years, essentially, since we've seen him at his best. He didn't do a lot in the spring, but you're still taken with what he did that day at Flemington a couple of years ago.
I can't get it out of my head. It was amazing, that win in the Roy Higgins. I think he's got it in him. He was coming off an injury-enforced layoff last campaign, so maybe that's why he didn't fire in the spring. So I'm prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt. Look, I probably would have liked to have seen him run through the line a little bit better here at Pakenham on the back straight there, but it is, you need to be quite a fit horse to get up the back straight at Pakenham, and that's just his first jump out from the new stable. So I'm looking forward to seeing him at his next jump out to judge him better.
Yeah, formerly trained by Roger James in New Zealand, now with Philip Stokes, but still with OTI. We know that OTI, Philip Stokes Association. So solid performance there from Mark Twain. We've got another horse who's bred to get over a little bit of ground, being by Gaiath. This is Dolce Carolina. Tell us more here, Eagle.
The Boom Stallion. Everyone wants him, don't
He's
they?
been a terrific stallion over the last 12 months with what his progeny's done on the track.
Yeah, I know Henry Dwyer's got a couple, and he can't stop raving about him.
Enough to get you involved?
He's got some genuine man love for Gaiath. I'm not in one yet, but I'd love to be. So it's in the red jacket here, Dolce Carolina. It showed a lot of improvement between the first jump out and the second. And yeah, I think it's a nice filly going forward. And whenever you see this breed or anything by this stallion in the form guide, you've got to be really taking note.
She's had 6 jump outs overall. That's her second this preparation. Nominated for Ballarat this weekend. If Gaiath, the way that he was going, was on equine tinder, would the mares be swiping left or right?
What's the right one? When you want them?
Yep.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it right?
Yeah. They're swiping right from the sounds of things, that Eagle. Let's go to Bridal Waltz next of all. That might be the end result after swiping right.
You can tell I'm not on the apps, Ed. But Bridal Waltz, lovely Group 3 winner last campaign with Moody and Coleman. Just look at the way she was able to tuck her head in. She's nice and neat and compact here. It was a lovely jump out. She goes well fresh. She was able to beat She's an Artist, wasn't she, last campaign? She's going well. Lovely jump out, Bridal Waltz.
Yep, and then she's had another one since this. Finished second to She's Bulletproof. So she's not far away from getting to the races, Bridal Waltz. She's super honest, super consistent. And she wasn't asked to do too much in that latest jump out. So I'd imagine the Moody Coleman stable of her pretty close to the mark for her debut.
Yeah, and probably a pretty good jump out from a horse called Battle Cry, who was asked to do it, but even under the persuasion there, ran on nicely. Another horse to follow out of Lindsay Park.
You showed us a Cups horse just before in Mark Twain, who has joined a new stable. We've got another import who's joined a new stable, another Cups type 1 smooth operator who's visited from the UK the last couple of spring carnivals. He's now an Aussie these days, an American bred who used to race in the UK, now here in Australia for Tim Fitzsimmons and jumping out recently at Echuca.
Yeah, so the big query I had coming out of this was, where's he going? Have you got a...
I don't know. I would have thought there's 2 places either for him. I think if he's a staying type like we know he is, Sydney Cup perhaps, given that he's a 2-miler, but then he also needs firm ground. So do they hold off and wait for Queensland, or is he a Roy Higgins type? There's a few options.
Possibly.
I would have thought maybe heading north ultimately.
Yeah. Look, lovely jump out from another horse here called Eminent Allah. Now, it's a horse I've tried a few times. It's a 5-start maiden. I think she's better than what she's shown to date. It's one you could probably stick with first up. It was a nice jump out in behind.
Yep, but one smooth operator for a staying type doing really, really well with his performance at the Echuca jump out. It's all right, we need to wrap it all up. Eagle, who are the horses to follow?
All right, where are we going to make our money this week? Pakenham Dolce Carolina, Bridal Waltz, Werribee Hard Kick. We're going to see that horse on Saturday. Evaporate, we think, might be going to the Futurity. Regal Ambition, it's going to Ballarat. That's going to be a good race for her. Petite Artiste and Inkaruna out of Mornington. No nominations for either of those. Persian Spirit, Arcan Dam coming off short breaks. They look fit and ready to go. And Ladha, wherever that horse is going, we want to be with it first up.
All right, that's it for us on the Trial Show. Eagle, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Ed.
Enjoy the rest of your time here on Racing.com. We'll see you next time.